The nation's national security advisor arrived home after completing his trip to China and Russia. Kwon Jang-ho fills us in on how the special envoy rallied support for Seoul's plans to engage with Pyongyang.
President Moon Jae-in's special envoy Chung Eui-yong, returning from a trip to China and Russia, said that both Beijing and Moscow expressed support for Seoul's efforts to talk to North Korea and work towards denuclearization.
Going forward, we have agreed to cooperate closely with both China and Russia to keep alive the momentum of peace and security on the Korean peninsula that was created by the PyeongChang Olympics.
Chung was especially complimentary of Chinese President Xi Jinping's response after meeting him on Monday.
President Xi offered an ancient Chinese phrase that says, "Once hard ice melts, spring comes and flowers bloom." He used it to describe the situation on the Korean peninsula and expressed his strong support.
Chung said the Russian leader Vladimir Putin had not been able to make time to meet him, with the Russian presidential elections coming up on Sunday, but Chung did meet with the foreign minister Sergei Lavrov. Chung, along with another special envoy, Seo-hun, who recently returned from a trip to Japan, later briefed the president on responses from those countries. In the past, China, Russia and Japan were all part of the six-party talks, along with the US and the two Koreas. They were there because they all have a stake in what happens to the Korean peninsula and before would have had considerable influence over proceedings, especially China. However, President Trump's sudden and somewhat unilateral decision to agree to talks with Kim Jong-un has left the usual players out in the cold.
China, on the one hand, wants to see the peaceful development between North Korea and United States, but China is, for the first time in a long time, China is outside the game. By being inside the game, China can dictate the direction of the game, and China can also pursue and maximize its maximum interest. So right now, it's a little bit awkward.
But experts also warn that although China and Russia may be waiting in the wings right now, they remain an important influence and will likely have roles to play further down the road. Kwon Jang-ho, Arirang News.